Basically what's happening is whenever your application starts or your emulator starts, you see this window and Logcat comes automatically at the back. If it does not come up, don't panic. You can go to Window, Show View, search over here. If it's not here, go to Other, search for LO. It will come up Logcat. This is the one you need. It's already started, so it's dim basically. So Logcat comes up over here. What does it show us? What is going on behind the logs? So this is the button I can clear the log from. I don't need to see all the logs if you need to. And this is the drop down menu that tells you what level of logs you need. You need everything, you need only debug information, or you need to see only info tags, or you need to see errors, assert, etc. So if you click on error, you see there's lots of lines over here, and I say please show me errors only. So it does not show me anything because there's no error. Okay, so I'm not interested to see each and everything. Please show me only errors, and it shows me nothing because there was no error. I click on verbose. Verbose shows me everything, green, blues, etc. All of these are different tags of debug, info. These greens are for information only. This is for warning only. The orange color, it's not error. The error is red color. This is orange. There's no error, and this is assertion. So I can check from here what exactly do I need. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you something. I say I indicate over here I only need to see debug. I need to see debug only. So I've got this level over here. The debug information includes some tags smaller than it. You guys know this already. Debug. I hope you've done this in your previous program course. But I'm going to run my activity. This is the exercise I'm going to run, Lab 2 GeoQuiz. Right click, run as Android application. And notice now it is showing me less log, not all logs. So it's only showing me debug log. Within the debug log, if you please look at the text in a little more detail, the name of my activity is GeoQuiz activity. The name of my activity is GeoQuiz activity. This one, GeoQuiz activity. And it tells me over here there is some log for GeoQuiz activity. So you look at the tag. GeoQuiz activity is my activity, and there is some log on GeoQuiz. What does it say? On create is called, on start is called, on resume is called. So what it is telling me, in sequence, first of all on create was called, then start, then on resume. Which means, what does it mean? My activity is live. See? How do you know? Because of this chart, when on create, on start, on resume is called, then your activity is running. If you see that in the log, on create, on start, on resume for GeoQuiz activity, it means it's here. Your activity is running, and now you can do interactivity with it, true, false, next, whatever. So now look at this, please. Again, can I show you something again? It's gonna be the reverse side now. So I'm gonna stop and destroy it. I press escape to hide this activity behind from my keyboard. Obviously, when you do this on your phone to bring up something else, it will go on pause automatically. So I press escape, so it goes on behind. What is happening on the log? Let's look at this. So this was GeoQuiz, on create, on start, on resume. Now this is another GeoQuiz, on pause, on stop, and on destroy. It stopped and destroyed. Let's look at this. Just make this bigger a little bit. So once the activity was running, I pressed escape for it to go back behind and pause, on stop. And as I told you, if the activity is occupying memory and the system has less memory, it will kill it. So on destroy was called. On destroy happens automatically if it needs if the system needs memory. So the process is killed and it is on destroyed. Now if I give you phones, if you have your mobile phones, Android phones, and it has memory, free memory, to sustain this whole application, it will not kill it automatically, because it will just move it on pause, lot of memory, khalas, that's all. Keep it sitting over there, no need to stop or destroy. You understand this? No? No? So what I'm saying is, you just saw this on pause, on stop, on destroy, right? How did it happen? Because I tried to hide my application. So now I started. Let's look at my application. And it says again on create, on start, on resume. So it started again. But let's say I want to start something else now on the mobile phone. I go to settings. It's not working because there's no settings defined, but I want to hide this behind. So I hide this behind, and you'll see hiding it calls on pause, it also calls then on stop, and number 3 on destroy. So this is the sequence in which an application's activity is destroyed. First on it, you can never go to on destroy again. You can never go to on stop directly. You have to go through on pause, and then you have to go through on stop, and then you have to go through on destroy. But my question is, can it stop on pause? Basically, you should be asking me, can it stop on pause? The answer is yes, it can stop on pause. If there is memory, if there is sufficient memory in the phone, many applications are not running, then no problem. It will stop here on pause. So my question again is, can it stop on stop? Yes, it can. Can it stop on destroy? No, because on destroy is destruction. Khalas, it is killed. So that's what happens basically in the life cycle. So this is how it works. Now, by default, it does not come up. For all activity, this is not printed because this is an exercise only, and in this exercise we are overriding the behavior of on pause, the behavior of on stop, and the behavior of on destroy. Why do we override? Because we want to do something extra. We just want to notify, in this case, to the user, step by step, the on pause is called, then on stop is called, and then on destroy is called. Maybe I need to close any database connection. I need to connect to the internet and specify somewhere that I am logging out. That's where you override these: on pause, on stop, and on destroy. Close connection. Basically on stop you will close connection. You will sign out if you log into a service. That's why you have all these 3. Okay? So we need to learn how to override them. Not just this, we will not allow the Android to just destroy our activity without telling us. This is the reason. We want to properly close our application or properly put it on pause so that it can come back again. So these are the 3 methods we have to override. So I did this, and let me just show to you quickly how you can do this on your recipe application. If I can open my main activity. You see, this is my recipe application. I just opened my on create method. You know the on create method has 2 buttons, bakery and today's special, etc. But it does not have anything else over here. So I'm just going to show this to you how to write this quickly and easily again. What do I need to write and override? On start and on resume, because on create is already done. I've overridden this already, correct? So look at this, it's sometimes it becomes a little confusing, the interface. What you can do, you see this minus, you can close this on create. If you get confused, where is this closing, the brackets tell you it is closing here. It starts here on create. If you click on the opening bracket, it will tell you where it is closing. It is closing here. Now you can also minimize it like this. You press this minus button and it will minimize. Press this minus to minimize, and this will minimize it. So now you have a cleaner file to work in. The same code, you've just minimized it, you've just hidden it from your view. So now I'm going to write the onStart code. So I need to override onStart. The easiest way to do this is write the tag override, and control space for giving you suggestions. So here you write onStart, it will come up with suggestions. You say yes, I need this, this one, and then again override O capital only, and you can press control space for Eclipse to allow you to give you suggestion, and say override I need on resume. I need to override on resume. So this is the way you quickly write this. I'm going to write this again in front of you. Override, control space, give you suggestion. I need on resume. Yes, this one. So it completes the code for you. Now we need a little bit more work to do inside them. So you expand those brackets and just write over here. This is the first line. Always it should be like this. The first line should be super dot whatever the method name is, super dot onStart, and the other method also should be having the same name. Always first line, super dot on resume. And then now you write a log to show on the Logcat this log.d means debug. Log.d, and you choose the second one, which is I'm going to send a tag here and a message here. So if I write this, I can write my activity name or whatever the project name is. Better to write the project name, which is recipes, and the message should be my activities on start is called, and you close the line. So basically what this will do is it will throw a log only on the Logcat, only show a log. So what you do, I'm going to write this again, log L capital dot D, choose the second one. These are strings, both of them are the strings. The string always go in double quotes. Right here recipes again, because the recipes, this is the tag which tells this is coming from my application. And in the message call, write my activities on resume is called by Android, or if it's understood you can leave it, and then save and run this application. Now you will see on start and on resume logs on the screen. So do I need to do this for on create also? Do I need to create this whole on create? No, because I have on create already, but I would like to write the log only. So I'll write the log, I'll open my on create, and here anywhere, not the first line because the first line has to be super already, write anywhere my activities on create is called. So I'm gonna pause over here. So I'm gonna right click recipes, run as Android application, so it gets installed. And notice whenever you want to clear a log, you can just click on this button, it will clear So you see a fresh log. Go to Android. Okay, there has been some error in the recipe application. Maybe we have modified something which we were not supposed to. Just a second. I'll just resume this. So I want you guys to do this with me, please. The three methods, please override them. On create, on start, on resume. Once done, please override three more methods called on pause, on stop, and on destroy. How do we do the overriding? The easiest way is start with an @ sign, O capital, space, it will control space, it will give you suggestions. Override, control space to get suggestions again. I need to override on pause now. So I'll select on pause, do that again, override, on stop. I want all of us to do this, please. I'm just gonna come there in a second. Override, on destroy. So I've got all these 6 methods overridden. The next thing I want to do is add logs inside them. So I'm going to add log here. It's called super dot on pause. Make sure you, whenever you finish the line, write a semicolon. Super dot on pause, logs dot d, recipe, and you say my activities on pause is called, and you can copy this line and just change it somewhere else with on stop only. So control space gives you suggestions. I advise you use control space. I'm going to control V now. This is on stop, and then I do the same for on destroy, super dot on destroy, and then on destroy. So that's the code I've written, and let me just yarhamukallah run this. And you'll see while this is running, when this comes up, you will see on create, on start. On create, on start, on resume is called. Now I'm gonna press escape here, and you'll see my activities on pause, and then on stop, and then on destroy is called. So the activity went away. So this emulator we have, we have given it some memory. That memory is limited, small memory given to this emulator, so it destroys them. If you have sufficient memory in your phone, it will not destroy. I want you guys to do this on your bakery and your main activity, both of these, please. Can you do it now before we go on a break? Let me just pause this.